I spent 4 months talking to Olympic athletes, founders, surgeons, and artists who are the best in the world at what they do. And when I lined up their answers side by side, I found something almost none of them talk about. Not because it's a secret, but because most of them don't even realize they're doing it. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what it is, and I'll tell you right now, it has nothing to do with talent, nothing to do with luck, and it is definitely not waking up at 5 a.m. Stick with me, because the actual answer surprised me more than I expected. Here's why I started this in the first place. I was stuck. Not failing, just stuck. Doing the routines, reading the books, watching the videos, and going absolutely nowhere. So I stopped asking, what should I do? And I started asking a different question. What do people who are actually elite, not Instagram elite, actually elite, have in common that the rest of us don't? I reached out to 100 of them. Founders who scaled companies past 9 figures, endurance athletes, a first-chair musician, a trauma surgeon. People who, on paper, have nothing to do with each other. And I expected 100 different answers. I did not get 100 different answers. Before I show you what I actually found, let's clear out what it's not. Because these are the 3 answers everyone assumes, and all 3 are wrong. Myth 1. Talent. Almost every person I talked to said flat out that someone more naturally gifted than them quit years ago. Myth 2. Luck. Sure, it exists, but luck doesn't explain why the same person keeps getting lucky for 20 years straight. Myth 3. Extreme routines. The 5 a.m. wake-ups, the cold plunges, the color-coded planners. Some of them do this stuff, most of them don't. It's not the pattern. It's noise people copy because it's visible on camera. So if it's not talent, luck, or the routine, what is it? Here's what showed up in some form in the conversation with almost every single one of them. They all, deliberately, on purpose, build friction into their day. Not accidentally, not because life is hard and they're pushing through it. They actually go looking for the version of the task that's slightly too difficult for them. And they do that one on purpose instead of the easy one. I'm going to call this manufactured friction, because that's exactly what it is. Let me show you what that actually looks like, because it's not what you think. A founder I spoke with, running a company doing tens of millions in revenue, still personally takes the angriest customer support call of the week. Not because she has to. Her team begged her to stop. She does it because it's the most uncomfortable data point in her business, and comfort is exactly where she refuses to hide. An ultra-endurance athlete I talked to doesn't train his strong leg more. He trains the weak one, every single day, because the easy training session was never the one that mattered. And a musician, first chair, one of the best in her city, still plays her weakest passage, slowly, out loud, in front of other people. Not the piece she's already great at, the one that embarrasses her a little. Different worlds, same instinct. They are not chasing what's comfortable. They're chasing the exact edge of what's uncomfortable. And stopping right there on purpose every day. Here's the part that made it click for me. Growth doesn't happen in your comfort zone. That part everyone already knows. But it also doesn't happen in the panic zone. The place that's so far outside your ability that you just shut down. It happens in one narrow strip in between. The place that's slightly too hard. Uncomfortable but survivable. Most of us avoid that strip completely. We either stay easy or we go so hard we quit in a week. The people I talk to don't have more discipline than you. They just got specific about finding that strip, and they go back to it daily, in small doses instead of occasionally, in huge ones. That's it. That's the whole mechanism. So here's how you start doing this yourself, starting today. Step 1. Pick one area of your life where you've been coasting, not everything. One thing. Work, fitness, a relationship, whatever it is. Step 2. Find the version of today's task that's slightly too uncomfortable. Not impossible. Just the version you'd normally avoid, the hard conversation instead of the easy one, the heavier set instead of the safe one, the blank page instead of the template. Step 3. Do that version. Once. Today. Don't overhaul your whole life. That's how people quit by Thursday. Just add the friction once on purpose. Track the friction, not the outcome. Did you choose the harder, truer option today? Yes or no? That's the whole scoreboard. Here's what changes once you actually do this. You stop waiting to feel motivated. Motivation was never the thing missing. What was missing was a daily rep of doing the slightly too hard thing on purpose so that your capacity actually grows instead of staying flat. Motivation is a mood. Friction is a habit. Moods don't compound, habits do. So that's it. Out of 100 people in completely different fields, with completely different lives, that's the one thing they all shared. Not talent, not luck, not a 5 a.m. alarm, friction on purpose in small doses every single day. And if there's one thing you're going to coast on today, instead of doing the slightly too hard version, tell me in the comments. I want to see it.